Welcome to the Body Buddies podcast, where I teach you how to be the strategist of your own health. We talk nutrition, fitness, and mindset. Get started today at body-buddies.com. We are talking keto today. We are currently enrolling for the 28-day keto challenge here at Body Buddies and the Power Foods Lifestyle. So we are loving seeing the questions come in. So today I want to answer a lot of these questions that have come in. So number one question that comes in is this something my family can do with me? Multiple people want to know, can my kids do it? Can my husband do it? And the answer is the baseline of moderate protein, high vegetable, and high fat eating. Absolutely, your family should be doing. That should be our baseline. However, any child under the age of 16 years old without a primary care physician's approval, I would say absolutely not. Do not put them in keto. You should be putting a carbohydrate with their main meals. So that means breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some of these carbs that you can add to the dinner include sweet potato, red potato, whole grain bread. You could do quinoa, lentils, black beans. And guess what is so great about that, my friends? That makes a protein, veggie, fat, carb meal. That is a very basic, healthy meal in the Power Foods lifestyle. So that's my hope, is that you guys will take these keto meals as the base for your family's eating, and then just add the carbs. And guess what? Everyone in the family can absolutely eat this way. These are very powerful tools that everyone should be getting into their habits. So yes, you can absolutely have those kids and other people in the household eating this as a base. But like I said, do not intentionally put anyone in keto under the age of 16, I guess 18, adults, but unless there's a primary care physician who gives approval, okay? All right, the next question is, what if I tend to be a binge eater and I emotionally just gravitate towards food? Well, there's two things I'd like you to consider. Number one, are you turning towards binging and emotional eating and that sort of behavior because you are nutritionally deprived, or you've been pushing your body in a dieting manner that has given too few calories, too few nutrients, that your body cannot continue on? There is a point where your body breaks and willpower cannot carry you through. And at that point, you then go headfirst into the, whatever food that is for you. That is the case for some people. For other people, they recognize it is an emotional eating coping mechanism. It's how they cope with fatigue, with stress, with anger, with things not going our way. You just wake up one of those days, you're like, things just are happening to me and nothing is going my way. So that's more of the problem, okay? And I recognize this, and you guys have been around Body Buddies long enough, you know that is my story. So my heart goes out to every single one of you who's worried about that, because you don't want to sabotage this. You know the science. You know how important it is once you go low carb to not go go crazy into the carbs. And so my encouragement is, why not test it? Because the reality is, if you're going to binge and emotionally eat, you're gonna do it in the first week. So you probably won't even truly be in keto, and it really won't be as bad as if you were, let's say you were in keto for 5 weeks and then you binged. The other thing is, and I've coached over 5,000 people, guys. I know how people's brains work. And the reality is, if you do not have, number one, a backup plan, you're gonna fail. You've gotta have at least 5 to 10, I'm not kidding you, 5 to 10 foods on a 3x5 card of what you're gonna eat when you're ticked off, when you're sad, when you're depressed, when it's a crappy day, when you wanna just go scream at the world, when everything sucks. Here are your top 5 to 10 go-tos. You have to tell your brain what to do, because your brain in that emergency, stressful situation absolutely will not make the best choice. It's going to ride the past neurological wiring that you've given it. It's called coping. It's how addiction works. This process of making sure your go-tos are there will be your best bet. And then the second thing is making sure that you are very active in our Facebook community when you're inside the challenge. That is where it is won. That's where challenges are won, is in the communication, the accountability, knowing you're going to make a post, you're going to go in there, you're going to applaud other people. Every challenge I've run since we began running them in 2013, That is how they work. It is the community aspect. So when it comes to emotional and binge eating, I would say go for it. Let's get some parameters in place, and absolutely take advantage of my buy one get one coaching offer on the second step when you register for this challenge. The next question that came in: can I do this if I have high blood pressure and high cholesterol? Absolutely. It's not that you can do it, it's you must do this. This is absolutely going to help you when you are dealing with high blood pressure, when you're dealing with high cholesterol, any of these metabolic syndrome factors. This is a sign you have too much insulin in your body. We've got to bring that insulin down. How do you do that? Well, you could do it through very strategic carbohydrate portioning, pairing, and timing, which is what I originally teach as Power Foods Lifestyle methodology. It's tricky. It's hard. Most people need to go to an extreme to get results. That's more of the lifestyle. So this is why I'm bringing keto to you guys, because it is more of the let's attack this head on. Let's get the metabolic syndrome fixed. Okay, so we bring insulin down. If you guys missed my very first explanation video, that was 2 days ago, Facebook Live and Instagram Live. It's now on the Body Buddies podcast channel. If you missed it, where I explain the science of ketosis, you need to understand what it is and how it works, or you're just going to be guessing. And so you've got to get that blood sugar flatline. Now, insulin will be secreted every time you eat, whether or not there are carbs or sugars in the meal. And so in this challenge, I will be giving you 2 different eating styles and options, which number 1 is eating small, frequent meals each day. Second one is intermittent fasting. When you're in the challenge, I will explain to you each of them and why I'm giving you the option. And I'll just say, because you guys know I'm the psychology girl too, I'm not just going to teach you science, because we have to have a human brain that works with it. Some people aren't ready for intermittent fasting. All right, let me check out what's going on here. Oh, people are waving and saying hi. Oh, so good to see you all. I love it. Thanks, Instagram, for showing love. Callan, hey girl, I'm testing keto right now, have been for a month. I love it. I am down 15 pounds and feel so much better. I love it, Callan. You are killing it. Do you remember our first conversation? What was that, like 2 years ago? And we talked about sweet tea in the South. And I'll never forget that. You gave me the recipe. You told me everybody's got to have their sweet tea, but it sounds to me like you've stopped the sweet tea because you're kicking butt. I'm super proud of you. All right, the next question was, can you do this if you are experiencing adrenal fatigue? Callan says, yes. So adrenal fatigue. Guess what? Our society is experiencing adrenal fatigue. So this is where your adrenal glands are so stimulated, they're producing so much cortisol. Well, cortisol is a storage hormone, okay? And it's a stress hormone. It's a lot of problems in your body when you get cortisol too high. And so this isn't just through food we're eating, it's through the way our lives are. We're too technology, addicted. It's okay to be addicted to this kind of stuff because I'm actually giving you substantial information, just, But the type of just nonsense scrolling, that's the kind of stuff we want to avoid, not getting enough sleep, letting our mindsets run away with us, taking things personally, jumping to conclusions, gossiping. Those types of behaviors will cause us stress, and you can't really forget that that's super important for how your body functions too. Spirituality, absolutely. The way you feel about yourself, your existence, your purpose, your mission, whatever it is you believe, if you're not fully invested in it, that will actually cause stress in your body. It's been scientifically proven. Long story short, yes, with adrenal fatigue, keto is perfectly fine for you to be doing, and it will just be important to make sure you're on some adaptogens. Ashwagandha is a natural herb that will help with that recovery, and then you'll want to make sure you really listen to my trainings once you're inside the challenge. I have very specific trainings on electrolytes, your magnesium, your sodium, and your potassium. And through these trainings, you guys are barely going to get carb flu. You're going to love it. I've got so many tricks up my sleeve for you all. All right, let me check out what's going on. Okay, no comments. Let me know. You got to make it very clear, or else I just get in my own world, right? Okay, the next question was, can I do this if I have arthritis? Is this going to help me? And I guess we could put these two together. Another person emailed in saying, I've got degenerative discs in my back. Will cutting out the white flour and doing keto help me? And the answer to both of those is absolutely. Many of you guys know I have very severe scoliosis. I actually need to go get x-rayed. I haven't done that in a few years. But the whole goal in my eating and training style is to keep arthritis out. So one of the ways I choose to do that is keeping my carbs low, keeping dairy out, and those are both parts of what this keto challenge are going to do, and these lifestyle habits I'd like to teach you and help you instill in your life. but perhaps you have existing arthritis, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune, or whether you're just dealing with just the aches, the pains, whatever it is. Absolutely. Anytime we are reducing carbohydrates and sugars, you will notice a mitigation of pain. Now we have to be careful because I have severe pain on a daily basis. It's called chronic pain. And only if you have chronic pain can you understand what that means. So to each of you who know what I'm talking about, listen up. People often like to say, oh, you don't have pain because you change your eating style. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say you go pain-free. No, I still deal with pain. But I do notice how much it is exacerbated when I'm eating white flour, sugar, and those refined carbohydrates and dairy. So it's not that you have to do keto to get these results, but keto is a pretty solid lifestyle that kind of gives the boundaries and helps you understand what it is, and that's going to help you feel better. Another question that came in is, can I exercise on keto? So exercise is a very relative term, my friends. Do you remember that we have to define our variables before we ask questions? So let's go through a few things. If you are currently sedentary, does that mean you have to suddenly start exercising? Nope. I don't want you to change anything. I want you to start walking. You will get my 28-day fitness plan, and I'd like you to follow the mobility day and the functional fitness day and the stretching. That's all you need to do. You're gonna get great results. Your body's gonna love it, and you may just feel by week 2, maybe 3, that you would like to start going and doing a little bit more on the bike or the elliptical, or maybe you want to do some of the basic weight training exercises that I will give you in this challenge. It's very I don't know if soft on your body is the right word. It's gentle. It's as gentle or as hard as you'd like to make it. I had over 15 women test it for me, different demographics, ages, experience, and every single one was like, awesome. Like this, I could adapt it for me and my needs. So I'm really excited to get you guys this never before seen program. We actually created it over Christmas and no one's ever seen it except these 15 women. Okay, the next question. Well, let's go off the exercise one. So then 2 people actually messaged in and they're like, well, I'm doing really high intensity exercise. Someone's a soccer player. Another person does long distance running and she does bouts of sprinting several days a week. So is keto something okay for these people to be doing? And the answer is, it depends. It really depends what's your current eating style. If you cannot give yourself a 3 to 7 day window of, if you need to take it easier and you have the freedom and the luxury to do that, that would be ideal. If you are up against a deadline, you have games or you have absolute commitments that you need to be present to, it might be tricky. Now, the thing is, I'm not going to take you guys in the challenge, just boom, drop you straight into keto. I'm not going to just suddenly put you on 30 grams of carbs. I'm going to give you a process and I'm going to teach you how you can make the best decision at what rate you go into keto. And so that's the thing, is I am trying to give you the information to help you make the best decision. If you are currently eating a very high carb diet, it's not going to be wise for you to suddenly just drop from, let's say, 250 to 300 grams of carbs in a day to 30 to 40 grams of carbs in a day. Are you kidding me? That's asking for big problems in your body. Your body is highly adaptable, yes, but we need to be as gentle and kind to it in the process as we can be. And so if you are currently already following many of my Power Foods lifestyle principles, meaning you're eating predominantly high fat, moderate protein, high vegetable, with a few carbs laced in their appropriate portion, you should be just fine. You just may want to ensure that you're carrying an avocado or some coconut oil or coconut butter or some MCT oil with you, and just make sure you're supplementing, especially using the exogenous ketones. I do want those of you who are active to be using. That's a great thing to supplement before you go train, but you should be just fine. I've taken how many people through this? Very few of them ever had to stop exercising. It was just like, oh, I just didn't have the same like get up and go. I couldn't, lift the same amount of weights for a little bit until my body adapted. So you should be just fine there. Okay, we've covered adrenal fatigue, high blood pressure, cholesterol, kids, teenagers. With teenagers, it is so critical. If they are over the age of 10, you should be speaking to them using big words, big scientific nutrition words. And so many women and dads, but more women message me talking to me about how concerned they are. They don't want their daughters to worry about food in their bodies. And I will tell you, guess what? The way you talk about food in your body is the way they're going to talk about food in their body. Absence of conversation leads a questioning mind. So you open the dialogue. You learn how to explain what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you feel about it, what you would like to accomplish. You ask questions. You help invite the conversation with these young ladies so that they don't feel that it's inappropriate or wrong to ask questions about their health or their body shape or their weight. You encourage just talking about it. But I'll tell you what, if you don't talk to them about it and all they do is see you buttoning up your jeans and scowling at yourself in the mirror, that is a strong message you're sending right there. So I encourage you, if you have those teenage girls, no, they shouldn't be doing keto. Like I said at the very beginning of this, add in that carb, but please talk to them about why you're doing it. What is it you want to get from this process? What are you trying to achieve? What are you learning about yourself? Those types of sharing moments, many of my mother clients, women who are mothers, they just report incredible breakthroughs with their daughters. So let's go for that and have very open conversation there. Last but not least, let's talk about, can you eat as much fat as you want? Oftentimes we hear that in keto, and the reality is, not if you're trying to have a transformation, not if you're trying to lose body fat. If you are going for more therapeutic brain effects, you're trying to reduce the symptoms of depression or anxiety, you are trying to reduce memory loss, you are trying to reduce migraines or help to heal from concussions or seizures or skin issues or infertility, and any of these types of things, then the calories may or may not matter to you. Now, I don't know anyone that's just like, I feel like gaining a ton of weight. I take that back, because literally while I was saying that, I'm like picturing all the people who can't gain weight or have a really hard time gaining weight, and they're just as sensitive about it as people who would like to lose some weight. And we can't forget that demographic. So if that's any of you, I'm sorry about that. I've coached several of you. So anyhow, you should not. I recommend you always, eat within what your body is, what's normal, to fuel it. What's the point of eating? To fuel our bodies, to fuel our brains, so that food is not the end goal. Food is the fuel to focus on our lives and becoming the people that God wants us to be, and helping other people, developing talents, contributing to our society, to our families. You have to remember, this isn't about food. Food is the pathway. It's the facilitator. And so even while we spend time talking about this, learning about it, it's very important we keep things in the right order and the right focus. Or yes, it is easy to obsess on this. It is. Okay, I've been there, done that. It's not fun. So let's just keep that all in breathing land. And again, participation in the Facebook group will help a ton. Okay, I think that covers most of the Q&A as far as people who wanted to know about the challenge itself. Those of you who have already registered for the challenge, make sure that you are getting into the education library, as there are new uploads every single day with the mandatory, I am not kidding you, they are mandatory. If you ask a question in the Facebook group that is answered in that 60 minutes of mandatory training, I will not answer it. Okay, because I am laying it all out. I am making this so easy for you guys. All you have to do is listen to each little segment. They're about 5 to 10 minutes long each, and they are going to teach you so much about what you can do, what you shouldn't do, how you adapt to this situation, that situation. So make sure you get in early so that you're not trying to do this all Sunday night and you're not prepared. Like, that would be the stupidest thing, because then you're already behind. You should be doing your photos and your measurements Sunday. You should have already bought your food Saturday, if not Friday. Some things you might need to get on Amazon, so get on it. You got to get registered. Okay, it's better to take the time to absorb the information so you feel calm, you feel ready, you feel ignited. Claudia's excited. I'm excited for you. Yes, I am. All right, Claudia gave me my wedding hair. Okay, this is not my wedding hair. I need to come back and see you for my roots. Okay, last but not least, I was going to mention something. Oh, it was an Instagram DM I shared with someone today. So a lot of times you guys will feel, I know what to do. I even meal prep. I exercise right. I'm following the right plan, but I'm just not getting to my goal. And so my big question is, well, at what point are we lacking the follow through? Like, what's missing there? And so usually through these conversations, it's very apparent for most people, we're missing some big vision statement. Now, I'm not a huge vision board person because it's not about what you see, it's what you internalize. So if you're using your vision board to process and talk about things with yourself, cool. I think I'm gonna make a post later tonight on the Body Buddies Instagram and Facebook that has this specific, but basically there's a process. When you wake up, you've got to take 5 minutes, and you don't you touch your phone in that first 5 minutes until this is done. When you go instantly to your phone, you open your email, you open your text, you open your social media, your brain just went zoom. Don't do that. You can't do that. You got to be better than that, okay? And each of you are higher level thinkers and doers, which is why you're here at Body Buddies, because the little-minded people, they don't last here long. They don't like the way I talk about stuff, so they get out, okay? Hence, we don't get trolls. So it's great. So you guys are high-level thinkers. You've got to wake up, go in a space that's right for you. Maybe it's the kitchen, maybe it's an office, maybe it's another bedroom, maybe it's the living room. You figure it out. You have a small little notebook, or I keep a stack of cards all over. Hey, Quinn, how's it going? So once you have your card, I want you to write down 5 things you're grateful for. 5 things. Instantly, that first 30 minutes of the day, whatever comes to your mind, that's absolutely the frequency and the programming off which your entire day's energy is going to run. It's neurologically proven, okay? So, Taki, you tell us, Christy. All right, I'll even throw some punches in there. Boom. That's when you know that we mean it, right? So you write down 5 things you're grateful for. The next thing is you each need a mission statement. And when you're in the challenge, on Sunday, I will be emailing you how to construct your mission statement. It's kind of a fill-in-the-blank thing. And it's really a process of recognizing the skills and the abilities within yourself, but you have to say it out loud. You have to hear yourself say it, and that's what gets programmed into your beliefs in your heart and your mind. And then you have to breathe. You have to breathe, and you have to enjoy this 3 to 5 minute process of just getting yourself in the right energy before you have to go get the kids up and dressed, before you have to go do your hair and makeup. Maybe you're a man, you got to go comb your hair too, and you've got to go shovel snow. That was my husband all day today, okay? Whatever it is you do, we kind of all just wake up, go to our phones, and then instantly it's just like go, 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 and you're in snowball impact, right? You're just going, 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 and then suddenly you run up against a wall, and you're like, why am I not reaching my goals? Well, because you didn't choose the direction your snowball was going to roll for the day. That's as simple as it gets, my friend. There's only one of you, friends. If you will set your direction for the day, you will be amazed what you get accomplished. You know what? I'm staying on here longer than I intended. I would like to let you into a little bit of my life. Would you like that? Would you hate that? Okay, I have something called a high performance planner. I follow a man named Brendan Burchard. He's a high performance coach. And I will give you an example here. So when I first got this at the beginning of the year, this is how I filled it out. It's every 30 minutes, and I just filled it out. There's no color, and you fill out questions at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. And for the first 3 to 5 days, I was like crying every night because I couldn't get done everything that was my plan. I saw all the things I didn't get done. I was really frustrated. And there was a Facebook group, hence the power of community. And I just posted in there, and I was like, guys, I would love some suggestions for how to maximize this a little bit more. What can I be doing differently? And anyway, there came in about 40 comments and suggestions. I want to show you the page that came after. Those came in, and I went and applied some changes. So this was the next day. So then I had a line. This was what I wanted to get done. And then on this column was what I actually got done. So I still was accountable for every 30 minutes of my day. Oh my gosh, the distraction went out the window. Whenever like a phone call or a text or something came in, I look at this, I'm like, that's not in my agenda till 12 o'clock. Like, I have to stick to my plan. And it was incredible to see the direction of the day. A few days later, I started adding in my accountability workbook for food. And I planned in, according to these times of what was going on in my day, where I could eat my meal. If I was going to be gone, I would need to pack that meal. So at the beginning of the day, because I did this every evening the night before, I knew exactly what I needed to do, and all of a sudden I was just slaying stuff left or right, and it was pretty darn incredible. So I've only gotten better and better. I use color now to help identify when I'm doing something well. Some days I don't get to the point of full accountability and writing down what it is I actually did. And I'm not trying to sell you on this planner, I'm trying to teach you the process that accountability for your time is powerful. This was Tuesday, January 22nd. That was the day I needed my own personal validation. I needed to use my colored pencil and cross out everything I did and see all the color and be like, you know what, KJ, like you are actually doing a great job, because so many of us don't tell ourselves that enough. Am I right or am I right? Ooh, now we keep getting into more color. So I'm not saying that this is a system for you guys. For me, like I use electronic systems. All of my stuff is electronic, and I'm very pro electronic, digital storage, calendars, Todoist. That's something you guys, if you've heard my podcast episode on that, organization strategies, I take my Todoist and I prioritize them here. I have to write right here this day, apparently I didn't, but I usually have to write top 3 priorities so that I know at the end of the day, was I a success? Even if I didn't get anything else done? Oh my gosh, this day, when was this? I think this was yesterday actually. No, this was Monday. And I didn't get one thing out of the 5, but then I saw how much purple and anything yellow is something I didn't get done, so it had to become a priority for the next day. Anyway, I don't know why I just went off on that tangent, but what I'm saying is there are systems to this success in meal planning, in knowing when to eat, in knowing how to talk to yourself. So I invite you to explore, what are some of those processes for you? Has something worked for you in the past? If so, bring it back. When have you been the most successful in your life? When have you been the most driven? When have you been the most motivated? Re-energize those same feelings you had at that time. That's when you're going to get ignited again. Okay. Use your history to learn about yourself. You know yourself better than anybody else. You do. Well, except God. You absolutely could ask him for help too. That's always a great idea. Okay. Last but not least, I'll show you. I bought myself something. How long ago was this? 2 weeks. And this was something I really needed. I really needed like a mantra. I really needed some validation that I, independent of the world, people, no matter what anyone out there on the web says, no matter what people say, because people have good things to say about me, and some people don't have good things to say about me. And that's okay, because I came up with my mantra. And I'll read it to you. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. And guess what? I do. I do like myself. I do like what I do, and I do like how I do it. So those of you who are on board, who'd like to come be a part of the journey, head over to powerfoodslifestyle.com/keto challenge, and I will see you very soon on the inside of this challenge. Till then, power your body one meal, one workout, one day at a time.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review on iTunes. You can learn more about Body Buddies and Power Foods Lifestyle by going to www.body-buddies.com, BODY-BUDDIES.com, and powerfoodslifestyle.com. That's www.POWERFOODS-lifestyle.com.
Information in this episode is provided for informational purposes and is not meant to substitute the advice provided by your own physician or other medical professional. Information and statements regarding dietary supplements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.